morning and welcome to Talk Sports on Global Television. Now time for us to look at all the big stories making the rounds in the exciting world of sport. We'll begin from the Bundesliga, where the big story has to do with the shock loss of Bayern Munich to Bochum. Is the big story this morning. More misery was piled. All right, I think we'll go for a very quick break. When we return from this break, Talk Sports continues. Stay with us. All right, welcome back. The big story I said was Bayern Munich beaten for the third game in a row as pressure mounts on Thomas Tuchel with his side 8 points behind Bayer Leverkusen. And you remember Bayer Leverkusen is being coached by Xavi Alonso, the man being tipped to take over from Jurgen Klopp of Liverpool, and also being tipped to probably replace Xavi Hernandez in Barcelona. But the big story is that more misery was piled on Bayern Munich and Thomas Tuchel as the German Giants lost their third game in a row. After being beaten 3-2 by VfL Bochum, Bayern suffered a damaging 3-0 defeat by Bundesliga title rivals Bayer Leverkusen last week before they also lost to Lazio 1-0 in the first leg of their Champions League last 16 tie. On Wednesday, they were desperate to bounce back ahead of their trip to Bochum, who were one place clear of the relegation zone prior to the kickoff. But after another disastrous performance, Bayern now sits 8 points behind Leverkusen with the Bundesliga title hopes left hanging by a thread. Bayern had started the clash brightly with Jamal Musiala putting his side 1-0 up within 14 minutes as he drilled in a composed finish from a tight angle. However, Japan star Takuma Asano equalized with Kevin Schutzberg, then putting the host ahead on the stroke of half-time. And that's Bayern losing the third game in a row, and one man's job is on the line. His name, Thomas Tuchel. Yes, Thomas Tuchel is in the news this morning as we give you the big story that Bayern Munich will not sack Thomas Tuchel despite slipping 8 points behind Bundesliga leaders Bayern Leverkusen. After losing to Bochum, reports claim pressure is rapidly building on Tuchel with the German Giants staring down the barrel of their first trophyless season in 12 years, and their shocker 3-2 loss on Sunday proved to be their third damaging defeat in a row across all competitions. In a surprise move, Bayern cancelled the boss's post-match press conference, leading to speculations that they would soon pull the trigger in a bid to salvage their season. However, Sky Germany reporter Florian Plettenberg revealed Tuchel will remain in post and that he is refusing to contemplate resigning owing to his desire to fight on. A nightmare week for Bayern also saw them lose to Xavi Alonso's Leverkusen, who ran out emphatic 3-0 winners, and to Lazio in the Champions League last 16. All right, still talking about Bundesliga giant Bayern Leverkusen. Let's let you know that Bayern Munich cancelled their post-match press conference after suffering yet another league defeat. A defeat against Bayern Leverkusen last week saw the Rotting lose ground in the title race with another loss in the midweek against Lazio, only compounding the mystery surrounding the Bavarian club. A showdown with relegation threatening the Bochum on Sunday appeared to offer a golden opportunity to Thomas Tuchel's side to regain their momentum, but once again they were unable to do so as Jamal Musiala gave his side an early lead, but Bochum fought back to ultimately triumph 3-2 and in doing so condemned Bayern to back-to-back league defeats for the first time since 2019, with Xavier Alonso's Leverkusen defeating Heidenheim on Saturday. Bayern now find themselves 8 points behind their title rivals with 12 games remaining. A third successive defeat in all competitions could well have marked the death knell for Tuchel's reign, and speculation at the club is that the German days are numbered at the club appeared to be confirmed when the club cancelled his post-match press conference. However, later reports from Germany claim the cancellation was simply a matter of scheduling. All right, let's talk about this man. His name Peter Cech, one of the greatest goalkeepers Chelsea has ever had in their history. Peter Cech is in the news this morning. Let's look at it. Story. Cech picks his three greatest goalkeepers of all time is what the story is telling us this morning. Yes, let's tell you that Peter Cech has named who, in his opinion, are the three greatest goalkeepers to have ever played the game. The Czech stopper is regarded as one of the number ones of the Premier League era, having done the gloves there for both Chelsea and Arsenal over 633 games in England's top flight. 633 games in England's top flight is what Peter Cech has done in the English Premier League. He was twice a Premier League winner, won the Champions League with the Blues, and still holds the record of the most clean sheets in a single Premier League season. However, in an interview for Sky Sports, Cech was asked by Jamie Carragher to name the top three goalkeepers of all time. The 41-year-old was then pressed further by the Sky Sports pundit as he asked if the three were picked in the correct order, to which Cech clarified. All right, that's talking about, that's Kike Buffon there and Emmanuel Neuer. Those are the two great goalkeepers he mentioned, and not forgetting the other man. He also mentioned the three great goalkeepers he thinks were great goalkeepers of this era. All right, let's move on from Peter Cech, who has chosen those three goalkeepers as his greatest goalkeepers of all time. Let's talk about the man called Luis Suarez. Is in the news this morning. Luis Suarez reveals he nearly signed for Real Madrid in 2014 with Karim Benzema on the brink of joining Arsenal. Yes, the big story says that Luis Suarez has revealed he almost joined Real Madrid before the 2014 World Cup, before his eventual move to Barcelona from Liverpool. The Uruguayan was hot property in the summer of 2014, having just plundered 31 goals in 37 games for the Reds and collected the PFA Player of the Year and the Premier League Golden Boot Award. All right, his displays led to Anfield exit for the forward, but the destination could have been very different. Speaking in an interview with radio station Del Sol 99.5 FM, the striker, who recently moved to MLS club Inter Miami, admitted he was close to joining Real Madrid before the controversial surrounding him at the World Cup saw them cool their interest. Suarez says that a deal for Karim Benzema to move to Arsenal was in motion, and he was set to replace the Frenchman at the Bernabeu, but in the end, when Barcelona joined the race, he chose to join the Catalans. All right, remember the man called Luis Suarez, who had the controversy of biting his own fellow player opponent in the match, and that made him quite famous before the 2014 World Cup. All right, let's talk about this man. Kylian Mbappe is in the news. Kylian Mbappe has signed a Real Madrid contract with the French star, agreeing a 5-year deal at the Bernabeu after telling PSG he would leave this summer. Yes, that's the big story we're sharing this morning. Kylian Mbappe has signed his Real Madrid contract. He agreed a deal until 2029 with the La Liga giants, according to reports in Spain. The French superstar has been pursued by the Spanish outfit for years, and rumors he could join only intensified after informing PSG last week he would be leaving in the summer with his contract set to expire. And now Marca have reported that Mbappe already put pen to paper on his deal to join Real Madrid 2 weeks ago, with the player making a firm commitment to the Bernabeu outfit. Mail Sports reported last week that Real Madrid are willing to make Mbappe the club's top earner, surpassing the £10.3 million per year deal they pay Jude Bellingham and Vinicius Jr. They will also pay a signing-on fee of around $85.5 million and £8.5 million, and open talks with what percentage of his image rights he retains. All right, let's also let you know that the report from Marca claims Mbappe's club told PSG not to bother making him further offers to stay at the French club because he had already struck a deal with Madrid, Los Blancos, and contacted the player's entourage in the early days of the new year to inquire if he was still planning to join Madrid after negotiations between the two camps. And in the previous summer, it says, with Mbappe giving a positive response. All right, we're quite sure now that the man called Kylian Mbappe is likely to move to Real Madrid, with all contracts have been sorted out and him agreeing in principle. All right, let's give you more stories concerning the La Liga this morning, and it's about one man that has been missed. Real Madrid, La Liga leaders feel the loss of Jude Bellingham as Carlo Ancelotti's men dropped 2 points in the title race. All right, let's see. Real Madrid missed Jude Bellingham away at Rayo Vallecano as they dropped 2 points in a 1-1 draw with their humble neighbours. The England midfielder is not expected back until the start of next month, and his absence was felt as Carlo Ancelotti leaders gave a below-par tired performance despite taking an early lead. Bellingham celebrated the opener, publishing Selu on social media when Joselu got the opening goal, and then celebrated in style of a La Liga top scorer. The goal came in with seconds of Rayo having the first chance of the match, and that's or just to let you know that Raul de Thomas took longer to get his shot away from a Real Madrid penalty area, and Madrid broke to score. Meanwhile, Brahim Diaz played it forward to Fede Valverde, and the galloping Uruguayan sprinted down the right and crossed to Joselu to steer the ball over the line. The flag went up, but the rangy striker was level with Adrende, and so the goal stood. All right, that's talking about that game between Real Madrid and Rayo Vallecano, because we know that Rayo were level on 27 minutes before the penalty spot with De Thomas making amends for his earlier miss. Eduardo Camavinga also blocked an Oscar Trejo shot with his hand, and from the spot, Rayo striker got his first of the season with a shot straight down the middle past Andre Lunin. The first player who celebrated with was Issy Palazon, who is a nominal kick taker and had let the forward get off the mark of the season. That's Real Madrid celebrating against Rayo Vallecano after that very intense match in the La Liga. All right, let's talk about the man. Kylian Mbappe is still in the news, and every team wants to talk to this young man because he's definitely a top striker. All right, let's go to the blue side of Manchester, where Manchester City met with one of Kylian Mbappe's agents the day before he told PSG he wants to leave. According to reports in Spain, club officials reportedly spoke with one of the forward's representatives in an informal capacity on Monday. On Tuesday, Mbappe told PSG President Nasser Al-Khelaifi that he wishes to leave in the summer, and by Thursday it was public knowledge. Real Madrid are the favourites to snatch Mbappe when his contract expires in June, and May Sport reported that they have the green light to sign him. However, this revelation that City met a member of Mbappe's camp in Manchester are reported by Spanish radio network Cadena SER, which throws the cat among the pigeons. Cadena SER claims that Mbappe has 3 principal representatives who are already making moves to set up his future. Madrid have pursued Mbappe for 7 years and have this time wanted a public show from him that he intended to leave PSG, having been left frustrated and humiliated in the past. In May 2022, it looked as if Mbappe would leave Madrid, only for him to sign a new contract just weeks before the transfer window closed. Last summer, there was huge uncertainty around his future, and PSG had wanted him to extend his deal past 2025, but banished him to train with the B team after Mbappe refused to sign a contract extension. The standoff intensified after the club prevented Mbappe from attending their tour of Japan, with the club subsequently dropping the 25-year-old from all advertising. The signs back then were perhaps telling, with Mbappe writing a letter to the Parisian club stating that he would not be activating a year-long extension clause in his contract. All right, now we know that the man called Kylian Mbappe is likely to be leaving PSG for Real Madrid. So we'll keep our fingers crossed and see what plays out in the coming days and week. Let's go for a very quick break. When we return, we'll be talking golf and other stories making the rounds. Stay with us. Still talking sports. Let's go to the golf world. Some big story coming out from the golf world says Hideki Matsuyama stormed to victory at the Genesis Invitational at the Rivera County Club after a 9-under par 62 in Sunday's final round. Tiger Woods hosted the tournament in California, but the 15-time champion withdrew during the second round due to illness. Matsuyama hit 9 birdies in his bogey-free final round to finish 3 shots clear of Will Zalatoris and Luke Least. It is his 9th win on the PGA Tour and his first since the 2022 Sony Open in Hawaii. Matsuyama set Rivera a record for the lowest closing round by a winner, rallying from a 6-shot deficit to break the record for Asian-born players he had shared with KJ Choi of South Korea. Matsuyama finished at 17 under, while Patrick Cantley and Xander Schauffele, best friends playing in the final group, faded on the back 9 and tied for 4th. Cantley had a 2-shot lead for the start of the final round and looked to be in total control of his game, but he struggled from the start on Sunday. Cantley missed a 12-foot birdie attempt on the easy par 5 opening hole and then didn't have another birdie put until the 6th hole. He closed there with a 72 shot. Okay, that's talking golf there, and that's the big stories there making the rounds in the world of golf. All right, let's still looking at stories making the rounds. Yesterday it was Manchester United winning by 2-1 against Luton Town, and meaning that they have climbed places up to the top 4 in the English Premier League. All right, so that's how much we're going to take on today's edition of the program, Talk Sport, and let's do this again tomorrow. Good morning.